All right, so this may be the most narrative-driven 2K of all time. Initially, it felt a lot better, but it seems like after a few patches, it's just gotten worse, like noticeably worse. But on my way to the basket, initially I want to make a nice cut to the basket, but I'm not allowed to do that. There seems to be a slight moment where I'm kind of forced to slide outwards. I don't know if you can notice it, but I did. Now I get to the basket, and when I go for a layup animation, instead of just being allowed to just continue to the basket and go for the dunk or the layup, I'm forced into doing this right here. Boom. Right? I'm forced into what they do a lot of times here is that they force you to put your shot, or to go for an animation that's more easier for the defense to handle, for the defense to bother. So they're forcing you to submit to the defender a lot in this game, right? You're not just allowed to just rip them up and just go through them and just go past whatever they're doing. A lot of times they're forcing you to go into animations that pull you closer into the defense, or that puts you in a position that allows the defense to get more established, right? So now in a regular game, what you want to do right here, when I go for this animation and lay up, what you want to do, you just want to go, continue running to the basket and go for the layup. Look at all the space between my player and the basket, right? Why am I forced to stop and go into this animation right here where not only am I stopping, but I'm turning backwards. I'm turning left into the defense that's to my left side. This is what I mean by forced outcomes, predetermined outcomes, narratives, right? They're forcing you to submit to defense. So now I go for it and I lose the ball, right? Because what? This is all predetermined. And what it appears that happens is that the ball must have hit computer's head or something. I don't know. That's what it appears to have been. That's what they're trying to say. The ball, I guess, hit him on the head. All right, cool. So the ball hit his head, which I don't like that either. But, it starts to go through my hands and all like this, because now the ball is becoming intangible to me because it's a predetermined turnover that's about to happen. So now I cannot just have the ball in my hand. I'm forced to, lose it to where it's all going through my arms, going through my hands, my fingers, and all like that. This is just so disgusting what they've done with this game. But now we get to the turnover part. The ball falls. I'm forced to slap it down and all like that. And it's right there in my possession for me to get it. I'm between both defenders. I have the ball in front of me. This is supposed to be mine, right? Now, instead of just grabbing it from where it's at, I'm forced to bend down even though it wasn't on the ground yet. This is a predetermined turnover. They're forcing me to cough the ball up because computer is supposed to win this game. And I've just been destroying them, and I brought the lead down to like a 4-5 point lead. So now check it out. The ball comes down, and you see what just happened, right? It magnetizes into the possession of the computer, right? They're trying to, which is actually what they did, force the turnover to happen. It's supposed to be my ball, but they're forcing the turnover to happen. It even went through my hand to get to the computer, right? Look at this. Wait a minute. My hand is inside the ball, right? While we're fighting for it. Yeah. My hand is inside the ball while we're fighting for it. Hold on. Okay, cool. Now I can see it. All right, so, and he's allowed to just constantly magnetize it back into his possession. And I'm forced into what? Capitulating. I'm forced into allowing the defense to strip me of the ball, when clearly it was supposed to have been mine. Let's take it back. Take it back. From this moment on, it was already predetermined. It was already in the narrative that I was going to lose this ball. Why? Because once it hits computer's head, it goes intangible for me but it's tangible to the computer. See, it didn't just go through his head like it's going through my hand, right? Because it's already predetermined that I'm going to lose it, right? So now I'm forced into swinging at it like I'm trying to grab it, but the animation is triggered for me to not get the ball, right? And then you get to this point right here. Turnover. Once again, this seems to be the most scripted 2K of all time. Initially, when the game first came out, my first few videos, I lavished it with praise. I lavished it because it felt, even though the defense was over the top, and even though computer's ability to just constantly make threes was overpowered, it still felt more free. It felt more fluent. It felt like I could move around the court and actually do what I want to do. And I didn't feel so restricted, like I was running in quicksand, like I was being controlled by the AI, by the algorithm. It felt like, once I blew past my defender, got to the basket, that was money. Now you blow past the defender, you get to the basket, you're not even allowed to go for a dunk a lot of times. And you're forced to stop early and to go for more of a leaning in, a soft layup that's easier for a computer to defend. That's why a lot of times you drive to the basket, you get past computer, you'll notice they'll be on your back and you'll be forced to go for a more easier to guard layup animation. Might want to show an example of that at the end of this video. But yeah, this is crazy, man. Peace.